Hey y'all, this is Chef Net tuning in with you guys. We're about to make a peach and pecan dump cake, y'all. Easiest thing in the world to make. If you're not good with making peach cobbler, this is an easy recipe for you to try, and it's just what it says it is. Dump. You just dump everything all in this one pan right here. Now I'm starting out with a large can because I have a large family and we have greedy guts, so we love dessert. Maybe a little too much, but usually this recipe only calls for 2 16-ounce cans, but I'm using a large one, and I'm using the standard steamer tray pan, which is about an 18 by 20, somewhere around there. Normally you'd use a 9 by 13, but I'm going with this one. And plus, I don't have to wash it. So, here we go. Just pour everything right into the pan. Now, this is where things get a little bit different. I actually season mine. So we're going to use a little bit of nutmeg. And I'm seasoning just the way that I would if I was making a peach cobbler. Cinnamon. And I know it looks like a lot, but believe me, it's not. A little bit of allspice here. A little bit of ginger. Okay, now we have all of our spices in, and you just want to go ahead on and do a nice little mix here. You don't need to worry about it being perfect. This is the one time that a mess isn't going to kill the situation. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so we have all of our yummy spices in here. And once again, if you're just tuning in, we used a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and ginger. Okay, now we're gonna just go ahead on and drop a little bit of this butter. Most people probably don't put butter on this stage, but I do, because I want my peaches to be happy. So I'm just putting a pad here, there, and everywhere. No special way to do it. I'm basically using half of my butter. Okay. Now, because I used this large industrial can here, which is like about 6 pounds, I had to actually stretch out my cake mix. And I'm using a butter recipe cake mix, okay? And all I did was add 1.5 cups of sugar, 1.5 cups of flour to the cake box recipe. And we're just gonna sprinkle all of that baby in there. Now remember, this is a dump cake, so don't worry. No fuss, no muss. Okay, we got that nice and empty, and you're just gonna use your hand to get it evenly coated, because you want everybody to be nice and happy. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna put the rest of our pads of butter. Butter just makes everything happy, doesn't it, guys? And some people use margarine, and I'm going to give you a little secret here. I do too. I use both because I like for my crust to be extra yummy. Now, I am using unsalted butter. This butter does not have any salt in it. And the reason why I'm using the unsalted is because the margarine that I'm going to put on here has plenty of salt in it. And I'm just dabbing little dabs here and there in those empty crevices. And it doesn't matter how it gets on there, just as long as you get it on there. Okay? And I'm using about, I would say, a stick, roughly, give or take. Because we want this to be nice and buttery and yummy. Now I'm using, I can't believe it's not butter, because I love the flavor profile of it. If you are not a fan of margarine, then don't use the margarine. Skip this step. But for me, I'm going to use it because I like the way it turns out. Now, look how easy that was. That was almost everything. Now, remember I said this was a peach pecan dump cake crumble. So, all we did was buy pecan pieces that are already chopped up for you. If you like yours bigger, then don't worry about buying it chopped. Cut them up yourself. If you have walnuts, pistachios, whatever you like, that's what you use, what you would like. Now, as you can see, all I'm doing is basically spreading it out a little bit, and I'm covering up my pecans just a little bit with some of this cake mixture because I don't want it to caramelize and burn too much. So I'm just giving it just a little bit of coat. All right, and that's it. And the rest, the oven will do. So stay tuned. Hey, now that we've gotten our dump cake in the oven, I just wanted to go over a couple of things with you guys. If you would kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cooking with Chef Net, Entertaining and Cooking with Chef Net, I would greatly appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can get notifications for all of my downloads as well as all of my latest recipes, because I don't usually post my recipes on Facebook. But if you would like the full recipe, go to my YouTube channel and you will be able to get that. So stay tuned, you guys. It's all in the oven and it's cooking and it's getting nice and yummy for you guys. So let's see what it's going to turn out to be like. Stay tuned.